What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in once again to the Unofficial Therapy Podcast. This is your boy, Chris Kane. I'm here with one of my favorite girls. You know, she's an entrepreneur, business owner, coffee maker. I don't know. You do a lot of stuff. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything?
I do a lot of things.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to talk for 2 minutes to give the intro, but I feel like...
Well, yeah, I think you hit it on the spot. Like, definitely an entrepreneur. There's a lot of things I get my hands into. I say yes to a lot of projects versus thinking about it and weighing out all the stuff. I rather say yes and figure it out along the way, because you'll be surprised at what works out and what you find out, these new passions and new dreams and new avenues of income and really mailbox money, because a lot of that stuff can happen while you sleep.
See, you did. I haven't even said your name yet. I was so busy in your intro. This is my girl, Alexis Fawx. You just gave us your pedigree, but I didn't even say your name, so I feel like we're already off to a weird start.
You know who I am.
Roll up in my DMs. You know what I do. So ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I had to get the name out, because I'm like, we're 4 minutes to the podcast. It's like, who is he talking to?
Hi, everyone. I am Alexis Fawx.
There we go. See, that's the drop.
I have clothes on, so you may not recognize me. I don't know.
Not only are you wearing clothes, though, you're wearing sexy comedy.
Oh, yeah. You get that?
Yeah.
Representing.
You got to put it on.
My friend.
We didn't even plan this out. It just so happens I was wearing this shirt and she was wearing it. So it works out.
It had to happen. I was going to be on your podcast, and I was like, I have a shirt. I got to wear it.
Like,
ran upstairs.
You gotta let the people know the shirt exists. They can be like, oh
absolutely,
man, where can I find that shirt? You gotta go through my DM, not hers, because her DMs you'll never get to the bottom of those DMs.
You will never get answered if you DM me. That's just how it is.
Listen, we're already on the topic, so we might as well just roll into it. I get 1, maybe 2 DMs a week. Pretty pedestrian numbers. Give the people a little perspective on what your DMs look like and what most people try to come at you with.
We can open them up.
Listen, if you want to read some out to the people, I think that would be absolutely hilarious.
Okay, we can definitely do that. I get all sorts of DM. I get obviously the typical DM that even like I think any girl that's on any social media will get. You know, obviously we get the D pics and all kinds of stuff like that.
Of course you do. Eggplants.
You know, hey, and then when I don't understand, I don't get. Maybe because I don't have the member, but I get a lot of like, hey, can you rate this? And I'm just always curious, like, is there a fucking book out there that says, 1 through 10, 10 means this, whatever, like, wouldn't your rating change for each girl? Like, I just don't get it. And I think this way, dudes. If you're a man, you're not asking for like, hey man, how do you rate this? Like, if you're secure and confident, you're not asking for a rating. So just stop. Just don't do it. Like, if you can't do that in public, like if you wouldn't walk up to a girl and ask her in public and say, hey, what do you think? Don't do it in her DM. That's a good way to live. It's just simple. So I get those a lot. I get marriage proposals a lot.
So dudes jump from I never met you to let me put a ring on it.
Yeah, immediately. Like, I love you so much. And I'm like, wow, that is really strong emotion. Like,
you don't know me.
I don't even know what the fuck you look like. Emilio.
I sent you my picture in the DMs. You didn't get my DM?
Yeah, exactly. I don't even get a picture half the fucking time. I'm just getting straight up love quotes.
Do singing song lyrics.
I will die without you. I'm like, wow. Do not give me that responsibility, because you probably will, because I'm just going to delete this.
A lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And I mean, I get some like also very like really cool fan mail that are just like, which really I love, because, hey, I follow you on Instagram and I really enjoy the quotes that you put with your photos, or that really inspired me, or, hey, like you inspire me to do this and stuff like that. And I think when you aspire to inspire, that's always encouraging. That's always like a blessing.
That's a bar. You dropping bars early in the pod right now. Inspire to inspire. Okay, cool. We got Drake on the pod. I didn't know we had. I know we had a rapper on the pod today. It's like I just come from the heart, son. I'm like, all right, fair enough, whatever. Whatever. It's cool. Like you go just try to drop a casual bar. It's like, y'all sending me.
I had no clue. I say this shit all the time. I had no idea.
Well, listen, on the pod it hits a little harder. It hits harder on the pod. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, this is great.
I was telling
so those I always love, and I think that's also like why I try to, my social media is business. It's not, like, do I put some personal flair to it? Obviously, yes. If you follow my Instagram, there's a little personal flair because I love to travel, so it's a little tidbits here and there and there.
Right.
But it's still business. Like I'm still traveling because it's part of my work. It's part of being an entertainer. It's part of having the fans want to know where you are and be involved, and it allows me to connect with them on many different levels. But it's all business. So I forget what I was talking about.
You still throwing up on a DMs? It's like
I'm like, where am I going?
Like PTSD over here.
So it's just, it's nice to have like, nice fan email when you do, or fan DMs whenever you get them and everything like that. Do you want to read any of them?
I would love if you did that. While you're pulling them up, I'll tell the people at home. We talked about this in a pre-show meeting, but I've gotten DMs because I trained you for some time. And so you'll post videos like, oh, me and my trainer helping me get my peach, yada, yada, yada. And then I will get DMs from dudes trying to holler at you through me. And they would butter me up like, yo, son, you doing God's work out there, ... What's good with your girl, Alexis, though? I'm like, hey, fam, that's not how this is going to go down. You're not going to tell me my beard looks nice and then be like, what's up with your girl? Like, we're not doing that game. So just from the couple of DMs I got, I was scarred. I almost canceled my account. Like, it was.
I was scarred.
Yo, man, you think shit like this?
Oh, man. Yeah, these are just like, some I can't even like say.
Obviously
I get the, like, hey, I would love to, oh my gosh. So I get a lot of the like, hey, how much for a night? And I'm like, I don't do that, whatever. And I used to be really polite about it. Like, no, it's not my thing. No, thank you. I'm not interested or whatever. And then they would just write back like, oh my God, you fucking bitch. And you fuck on camera. Like, what? And I'm like, dude, I was just being nice to you and saying no. Like, I could have been like, fuck you, dude. So then now I'm just like, I just straight up say one word, no, period, because that is the sentence. I don't owe anybody an explanation why.
You're good.
I don't have to be nice. And that still pisses off people. You can always tell the people that are not used to the word no, because I always get that, well, why not? So, but recently I had someone that wrote me from his education account at a university.
That guy's gangster.
Soliciting me for task court. How much can I pay you tonight? Whatever. He comes back and I was like, no, like, whatever. And he comes back and he's absolutely totally rude, arrogant, swearing, whatever. So I basically did a screenshot and posted it on my Twitter.
Oh no, you didn't do the screenshot game. Oh,
and no. I tagged the school that he wrote from.
That's pretty savage.
So then I took a screenshot of my Twitter and then I wrote that was the response back to him. So he knew that I posted it. I did delete it just because it is called doxing, so you can get in trouble for that. Okay. So I deleted it, but I wanted to let him know that I did tweet it once. So I blocked that email account, and then he wrote me back from his Gmail account, which gave me his full entire name. So I was able to find out where this guy worked.
This guy's desperate.
Yeah.
He's desperate.
Just accept no. Anyway.
Let's get to these DMs. I thought you were going to read them off, and we got all excited, and then you get blue balled. It's like some of these are amazing. I started going through them, and I'm like, it kind of just got stopped at, like, there's so many, it just stops at. And there's a lot of people that if I open them up, it's going to be like, they're going to see it. But you can open it and then like block the person. Or just delete it. Like, I feel like they're gone after that. We just need like 3 to 5 good ones so people can have a taste of it. Because
all right,
I know what regular DMs look like, but this is next level.
What are these things?
Exactly.
Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, here's a nice long one. Hi, how are you? I hope all is well and that you're staying safe during this quarantine.
Very nice.
I really admire how beautiful you are. Ooh. And I was wondering if I can take you on a date sometime. LOL, after the quarantine is over, I stay in Chicago and I would love to show you around the city. Hey. Or I can fly to wherever you're at. It doesn't matter. And I hope that you read this. I am.
That's a gangster move, Playboy.
Already knowing your DMs are full.
Self-aware.
Right. We will not be going on a date. I don't go.
Unfortunately.
No, I won't be going to Chicago. No, we'll just delete that.
Well, listen, he had his moment of shine. Like,
yeah. I wonder if oh my God, he's gonna work. Like, that was my. Oh my God, she read it.
But he'll also know that he's not going on a date with you. So like, yeah. So like, that's good.
And then sometimes, you get like the question, do you have an OnlyFans profile? I got recently. Oh my God. So apparently someone's using some Alexis Fawx live with 2 eyes 02 at Gmail account to catfish people.
Oh wow.
So I get so then they'll sign up on my real subscription and they're like, hey, I've been talking to you for a year now. Did you get my $500 gift card? And I'm flying to Vegas to meet you and I'm I can't believe we're in love and like all this stuff. So that's happened recently.
You made it when people start making fake accounts using your stuff to get stuff.
Well, what's scary is that sometimes, you get those super fans that are really going to think that that's you, and then they're going to show up at my door. That's happened when I lived in Miami. That's happened.
Someone just walked in like, hey, what's up, Alexis?
Showed up at my door at like 2:00 in the morning one night.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I had to call the police and everything. I was nuts. You are beautiful. You are the best. You're the smartest. You're the funniest.
It's a lot of platitudes. Wow.
In a good way.
Get it?
Oh my God.
I like when it starts out nice and just gets real dirty. You're the nice, smartest, most respectful woman. ... What I would do to your body. It's like, what? Took a left turn, Playboy. What happened?
Oh, you know what? Okay, so I do get this a lot. I have one question. How do I start a career in a porn movie or to be an adult actor? Well, one, you're a male, so you might want to ask a male actor.
Yep.
Their ins are a little different than mine. You know what I mean? Or their outs are more different than mine. It's just all the way different. And also, I mean, like, I don't know, like, that's just not, we don't really answer those questions.
I imagine that happens a lot, though. I get it, because I've heard, I talk to dudes, whatever, we talk about it, and they're like, man, if this whole NBA doesn't work out, dude, I might just have to start shooting some vids. I'm like, yeah, if only it was that easy. Like, just show up on set, hey, here's my package. Where do you need me? Like,
guys don't realize it's not like, okay, like we're not showing up. It's not like you're meeting a girl. You're like, I'm a fantasy, so you're fantasizing that. It's not work. Like, we show up, it's, we find out what we're going to be doing that day. Everything's pretty much outlined. It's the same, whatever positions, because they give the best camera angles, Right. It's very laid out. It's just going to the office, turning the lights on and going to work. And guys don't realize, like, you're not always working with somebody that you may find physically attractive. So your mind and body need to really definitely, work 100% together. Us girls, we can kind of get away with, like, working. We can act it out. But guys, you're either in the game or you're not, and then, like, just think about that. Everybody loves those POVs, right? Yeah. Like the POVs. Imagine that dude. There's usually a male camera guy behind the other guy.
Oh.
Like breathing down their neck with a camera.
Keep up the good work, bro. You're doing good work, bro. Do it. Get a couple
the other
of me.
guys all leaned back. I mean, these male performers, they definitely earn it. Let me tell you, like, yeah. So it's not like, just.
You can't just show up.
Yeah, you're not just going to show up.
Right.
When I first started working, it's going to be actually 10 years. I've been in the industry for 10 years in July. And when I first started working in Miami, it was with Bang Bros. And so we did a lot of reality, like quote unquote reality stuff. And so I got definitely pulled my trenches in with the amateur guys.
Oh.
That can really make a long day.
I like the silence. Yep. Supposed to leave at 12. It is 7:30.
No, it's like I got to the office at 8 a.m. It's 11 p.m. Dude, what's wrong with your fucking dick? Like, Jesus.
So like this,
what the fuck? What do you need? I would tell them in their ear. I'm like, look, man, I don't give a fuck whatever freaky shit that gets you off when you're masturbating and you're by yourself. But whisper that shit to my ear and I will talk about it. We need to get this done.
He's like, I'm trying to get in the mood, but this guy's over my shoulder. Keep up the good work, bro. Keep it up. You're right in there. You got it.
You got that. Good wood, bro. Good wood. I mean, it's funny because, after being in the industry for so long, we obviously become friends with one another and close relationships. And that's when set becomes really super fun because then you do have the camera guy like, good work, bro. Like just to fuck with the guy just a little bit because it's funny. You know what I mean?
It's funny when it's professional.
You've been working 15 years together, doing the same shit. It's like.
So tell me, you kind of gave us a nice segue into this. What's your worst, and I don't mean like traumatizing, I mean worst like funny for the podcast, like experience on set, either with like a new person or like with a new adventurous scene where things got a little sideways. I'll let you fill in. I'll let you fill in the gaps. I don't want to assume. This is a fantasy.
I'm just wondering how bad, to what level should I tell you?
Our starters with a PG-13. If that's too like baby level, we'll upgrade it to a rated R.
Well, like all kind, I gotta tell you, when it's funny. I think there's all kinds of things that can happen on set because we're all humans and it's a human body. So every time I walk on set, I always have that like a little bit of nerves. I'm like, okay, is my body gonna function correctly? Is everything gonna stay in and work properly and do what it's supposed to do?
Right.
I mean, okay, so funny, and I'm sorry, this is probably like a little whatever, but we're all adults here.
They asked for this.
So, in my industry and stuff like that, there's all different types of genres, and anal is one of them. Right. And I'm not an anal queen. I have friends that are. They're fucking fabulous at what they do. They do basically tricks. It's amazing.
Right.
I'm always surprised when I watch. But I'm not that person. So anyway, I'm all nervous. I'm set up. I'm doing like my first boy-girl scene, the BGA. And we have this whole process to clean out. And because it's not just like, you're taking your girl home after, wine and dine her and you're going to be like, oops, honey, I slipped it in. It's not like that. It's,
oops.
We're going to be running this shit for like 40 minutes. Like, oh my God, like what the fuck's going on? Like, it's different.
It's like, oops, got him.
Oops. I don't know.
Not a lot of oops happening. So oops is we just broke up. We're breaking up.
Listen, if it goes oops and it just slips in, you might be asking your girl like why that's happening. But like, anyway, so it's like you have this whole process and I'm calling all my girlfriends while I'm doing this process, and you're your ass up, your face is down. I'm FaceTiming people because I'm like, where's the water going? The water stops coming out of me. Like, those are some of the most like funny moments because they're vulnerable as fuck. Like you're like, I've got to go out there and perform this thing. Oh. But I'm not like, where's it all going? Yeah. That's awesome. We have those moments. So, always makes it fun. And then I feel like anything, like, honestly.
Doesn't sound fun at all. It's like, that makes it fun. Not from what I just heard. It sounded horrible.
How many, I never imagined in my life would I be an adult, you know, down on a bathroom floor with my ass up, you know, FaceTiming one of my good friends and, you know, checking how do you get water out of your ass. It's a very humbling moment.
I think that's when you just like take a long drive and you just like look out into the horizon like.
That's usually me after every scene like that. I'm like, oh.
How did I get here?
No, I can just go get a big meal and call it a day.
It's like, let me get a burrito.
I do. I go for Mexican every fucking time.
It was like, hey, my name is Luis. I think I just saw you on camera. Nah, that's somebody else. Let me get that extra guac though.
Can we talk about that later? I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten all day. Just gummy bears.
Gummy bears are not real food.
No, but we eat those because it just gives you a little bit of sugar. Because sometimes those scenes are long because we get to set. You know, we stop eating at a certain time the night before. Like, I'm telling you, it's a whole motherfucking process. Like, right. I love to eat. And plus I smoke weed, so I'm more than likely going to be hungry most of the time. So
are they weed gummies on set or regular gummies?
Oh, they're just regular gummies. Like, cause I don't want to get like starving hungry because I can't eat until basically the scene is over. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that can be a really long day. It just depends. Like for my showcase, it was, you know, really long days. You know, you stop eating around 7 or 8 o'clock the night before, which is no big deal. I fasted before, so it's not that big of a deal, but still you're doing activity. You're not just sitting around on your ass. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like you sit there, you get all the hair and makeup, you've got nerves running through you. So, you know, like, I mean, for me, I can't speak for everybody. Some people are just, you know, really awesome at that. And they're amazing. Me, I'm going to be a little nervous and all that stuff's going to go through. And so you start eating gummy bears just to kind of keep that sugar content up. And it kind of gives you the illusion that you're eating.
I've had 9 gummy bears. I'm basically full.
Oh, let me just tell you, I don't want to see gummy bears after a scene. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to see sugar. I don't want to see gummy bears. I don't want to see anything after those scenes.
Try to get that taco. It's like,
give me those tacos, man.
All right, so we're going to change gears a little bit just because I'm intrigued by this. I'm sure other people are. Transitioning from that world into like the regular world, how does that affect the way you date? Because I'm sure some guys come in with the fantasy of who they think you are versus who you actually are. Because who you are in real life and who you are on camera are two vastly different people, right? So how do those two worlds collide?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that because a lot of people don't know me so personally.
Right.
You know, which is like really cool. It's like having 2 lives.
It is.
I like it that way personally. Dating I don't really date. I'm not like a big serial dater anyway. So dating, first of all, I've never dated, as far as I know, I've never dated a fan or anything like that. That doesn't really appeal to me either. I don't date inside the industry at all. I never have. I don't plan to be changing my career or doing anything like that. So it has to be like, if I'm going to date, it has to be somebody who's just understand it's work. It's a career. This is, right. You know, I'm an entertainer. This is part of many things that I do.
Yeah.
You know, you have to get to know me, you know, and stuff like that. And if that's going to bother that person, then they shouldn't even waste my time.
Oh, all right. So I may have skipped too far ahead. Let's back up a little bit. How does someone break the ice to even get to the first date, to even get to know you, to eventually possibly date you? Let's go back a little bit. Like, how do we even, if someone saw you in real life, not a fan, just saw you at a course, like how would you want to be approached? How about that? Let's go
genuinely. Just genuinely, don't come off with some cheesy fucking bullshit unless you are a cheesy person, which is gonna be happening, you know, like just be genuine. And, you know, like I'm not impressed by things at all, you know, like I'm just a genuine, like I don't know. It's weird because the people that I have dated just kind of, they just kind of fell into life somehow. Like it's just strange. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm just not very approachable or people just don't approach me. But just I don't know. I think with anybody, just approach them genuinely, in a genuine way. If you're interested in getting to know me, be a genuine person about it. Don't, drop the fake bullshit and the charades. Not interested in any of that.
What's the worst pickup line you've gotten from a guy?
Have I seen you somewhere before? Yeah, motherfucker, your computer screen. Like, you probably jerked off to me this morning. Or at work bathroom. I don't really know. But yeah, you probably have seen me before.
Your face looks...
Do you mind looking up and going... Does this look familiar? Like, I don't know.
I can't quite place you.
I think like definitely I think I'm a slow person to date. Because of I just don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to waste anybody's time, and I don't want to waste my time. I think time's one of those commodities that you can never get back.
Right. And
once it's gone, it's gone. So why fuck around and bullshit anybody? And honesty is you got to be fucking honest. I am not about liars. I don't like lying. I think lying is bullshit. I think even when people say, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. No, motherfucker.
No, they're
you didn't want to give me all the information so I can make a full decision on my own, and probably maybe a decision that you wouldn't have liked.
That's exactly what it is.
You're controlling and manipulating the end game. That's what you're trying to do at that point. Mm-hmm. So any type of lying is just bullshit. And I also kind of I really contribute a lot of that to what I do for a living, because the last thing I would ever want anybody to do that I'm dating or trying to get to know in an intimate fashion is for them to find out by a third party person, hey, is this your girl with a dick in her mouth? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be a weird,
hey, is this a gangbang she's in? Did you know she was into that? Can you imagine?
Like, she did look familiar. I knew she was
Now,
familiar.
at the same respect, I don't sit around being, oh, honey, I don't sit around talking about, I'm not afraid to talk about work, but I'm not going to throw it in your fucking face either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sure,
I don't think it's something that needs to be like that. Just at the same token, I wouldn't want someone to be talking about, I don't need other work being always blasted in my face. I think sure. Those things need to, if you got questions, ask them. If you're not ready for the answer, then you probably shouldn't ask the question.
Or they probably shouldn't be dating you. It's like,
exactly.
You can't ask the question. They probably
right. And I always do check-ins. I'm like, is everything okay? Is there anything you want to discuss? This is what I'm doing. These are different career moves. Mm-hmm. I do certain things in a timely fashion for different career moves. I didn't just, it's just, I didn't come out of the gate doing anal. It just wasn't my game. But I think I'm older and we just come from a different generation.
So it's like day one, back door. You know where it is.
Some people do, man. I was like, hey, more power to you, honey. Whatever. Everybody has their own journey, and so I don't have any judgments to it. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. That's your thing. It's not mine.
Live your life, but my door's closed.
Everybody live your own life, man. And that's a key to success, really. Mind your own business, focus on your own goals, and live your own life. But I think dating, it definitely, I just don't like lying. I love honesty. If you can't, I think the best couples are the ones that communicate the most, and I'm going to force communication. It has to be. We have to talk about bedroom stuff. I dated someone that eventually came clear that, when we were in the bedroom and being intimate, what would run through his head is this what it's like on set?
Oh.
But he wouldn't talk to me about it. It took until we broke up for him to fucking tell me. And I'm like, we are adults. We could have had this conversation. We didn't have to waste another year and a half. But you got to communicate. And I think, communication starting in the bedroom is a great way. I mean, it's when you're the most vulnerable.
Sure.
You can't talk about what turns you on, what turns you off, and what your boundaries are, and what you're willing to go for. Then you can't really, communicate outside of that.
I imagine that would definitely be hard to connect in general, because if that's what someone may see you as to some degree, and that's your most vulnerable state, and you can't be honest about that part of it. I
Mm-hmm.
can't be honest about your finances or about insecurities or about anything else, because you're not even honest about what you want me to do with this lube. All right, like just be honest. You
Be
got lube
honest.
by your bed. What's that? Oh, I found that lube at the store. You found it? Like, be honest.
I think that
I don't
also
know.
comes, I think a lot of that knowledge also comes from like, people that cam with me. Sometimes it's just guys that want to talk because they can't talk to their significant other because they just don't feel comfortable communicating with them.
This is a random. I just thought of this now. I feel like you have like 19 businesses and companies. I think I think you could have another one where you're like a for like a sex therapist, for lack of a better term, but not even that. It's like guys can come to you with things they can't say to their wife, and you can give them your vantage point on because you're all about communicating for real, for real. You're
Mm-hmm.
very pro woman, but you're also in the industry, so you have a lot of vantage points to talk to people about.
Yeah.
And if they can come to you like, how do I get my wife to like,
I
do
hope
what I want to
women
do?
would also come to me about that kind of stuff because men
Sure.
do come to me about things like that. Like, how do I talk? I want to, all kinds of personal details, like even women that are pulling away from their husbands or boyfriends and boyfriends are like, I don't know how to communicate to her. Like, I can feel her pulling away. How do I make her happy? I think I'm making her happy, but I'm like, well, and stuff like that. I'm like, well,
Listen,
first of all, you should be having this conversation with her. Let's start there. But maybe, how do you bring that up? How do you start that conversation? Because, a lot of people say like, it's not an easy. Sex and vulnerability and those raw emotions are not easy for us to talk about anymore. We don't grow up. We grow up learning to hide a lot of that shit, men and women.
I think you're speaking truth.
So, what I would love is for more women not to be intimidated by what I do for a living, but realize that it's very liberating, and it has given me empowerment as a woman that no other schooling or job that I've had. And I've been in the military. I've held other jobs, litigation, consulting, and research. I have a degree. It's not like I didn't come from anything bad or,
Right.
I didn't, not those stereotypical things that people think like, oh, you must be damaged in order to do that job. No,
Right.
actually, I just want control over my life.
Mm.
And my time.
Right.
And I found that I like entertaining, and I realized it works for me, and it's allowed me to pursue my other passions and dreams and wishes that I want to do. So it would be really great to, and what I've learned about my own body and being more comfortable with my own, like, there's so many women that are embarrassed of their bodies and their vaginas and, oh my God, I have lips or I have innies and I can't find my clit, or what is that? And what's a G-spot? And da-da-da-da. Right. Some women don't even know their own shit. And like, if you don't know your own shit, how do you expect to have good sex with your partner and really connect and have that kundalini orgasm in incredible connection if you don't know your own body, if you don't know your own self?
Listen, you just dropped like 6 sex bars. I feel like I'm saying that like because I'm a comic, whatever. First of all, I think this segment could be called Ask Alexis. Easy name, easy alliteration. Come to your AA meeting, whatever. You can do whatever you want with it, marketing wise. It's easy to market. But what you just said, I feel like maybe it's in textbooks and I just haven't read it. But I think knowing yourself is important in every facet, like knowing what your values are, knowing what your goals are, all that stuff's important. But people don't talk about knowing themselves sexually. They talk about what they're looking for in a partner. They won't talk about what they are bringing to the table. And a lot of people, because of maybe upbringing, because of society, maybe it's religion type thing, they don't want to tap into what's going on. Like they want to like discard it, talk around it, like, oh, I'm not into that. That's not for me, but really it is. And they don't want to be honest about it. And so part of them can never really be let loose. Mm-hmm. They can never fully grow in some capacity because they're not honest about how they feel.
Well, I think over a long time too, our society has built like, oh my God, if you're a sexually free woman, you're a whore. And if you're a sexually free man, you're awesome. So a lot of women hide they're like, you know, they want to get frisky and they have like these fantasies and they have like thoughts, but just like men have different thoughts too. Like we're just taught to hide a lot of that shit. And I think we need to open that up. But I would love for more women to contact me or to open that line up with women, just because of the empowerment, which that empowerment within myself and my own sexuality has allowed me to be more empowered in everything I do. And it has given me an immense amount of confidence in moving forth and doing just following my dreams.
You're segueing this interview very well. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being very professional about all this.
I'm just talking to you, dude.
No, but it's because we know each other, so it's a nice flow to it. Also, this interview go well. You mentioned dreams. You mentioned like your multiple ambitions. Like, what is it that you want to do outside of the industry that you're either just delving into or that you want to get into in the near future?
Oh my gosh, there's so many different things.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You just rolled into the dream. I was like, just making my life easier.
So I have that coffee business and stuff like that. I would love to roll that coffee business into eventually a cafe or something where people can come in, just like in Amsterdam, smoke up, have coffee, you know, go on about their business. So like an old school cafe like that. That would be really awesome to kind of segue into that somehow. Excuse me. Pedialyte. What I've recently have really dived into, which is still in my industry, but on the other side of the camera type is, I don't know, I'm a loner, so I get to sit alone and I get to think, and I love my imagination. Right. And I imagine these scenarios and different little things and different scenes in my head. So now I'm starting to write those and pitch those. Nice. And that is so exciting. So fucking exciting, because now I've gotten my feet wet, you know what I mean? And so let's see, I did a Pure Taboo one, and I've done one for Browsers. I did a 4-part series for Browsers, a 3-part series for Digital Playground. It's fucking so amazingly cool to, like, you get this little thought in your head, and then I don't know. Have you ever read American Psycho? Like, it's very descriptive in everything that it does, right? So my brain, I can understand it because my brain kind of works that way, and I get really descriptive. It's like OCD in there. So to be able to take everything, this movie playing in my head, and put it on paper, cast it out, set design it, right? Then background music, like music should be something like this. You know, because it's not just like, it's not like you could just, it's not just telling a story. You've got to think, okay, camera angles, you know, I'm thinking of these niches and these fetishes to throw in there that's going to trigger certain people, like whether it's nylons or glasses or nerdy or whatever, you know what I mean? Or the G-string or not G, garter, whatever the case may be. Does it fit the character, the casting of it, what people wear? It's so details. It's an amazing outlet, dude. Amazing outlet. So to write all that and really dive into it and then actually see it, make it, like actually be part of the production, and then all of a sudden you get to watch it. It's like, that was in my head.
You get to see your dream come true.
That is so fucking cool. It is. It's like, I dreamt that, like, and there it is. Like, yeah. So anyway, so yeah, awesome. I got that going on for me. In fact, I just, I came up with 7 pitches. So I'm just kind of waiting to hear back which ones I should kind of like more dive into. But yeah, I love that part. And I do sit around, I do think a lot. I do read a lot. I've been reading like crazy on quarantine. Like I do 2 things. I read like actual books, and then I've been and then in between that, like while I'm maybe doing my foam rolling, I do my audio books. Yep. So I've been able to kind of actually quadruple the amount of reading and shit that I've been able to kind of like all put in my head. But yeah, so the writing part I really love. So that's kind of something new that I'm getting into. And then there's travel. So I've been able to kind of start kind of capitalizing on the traveling I do. You know, I love to, that's one thing that's killing me right now is my travel bug, because I'm so used to I'm either traveling for work or I'm traveling for my own personal projects, right?
That was my next question, actually. So you were going right into it. I appreciate it.
People, by the way, people love to interview me because they're like, yeah, it's great.
It's pretty much an hour of you talking and me sitting there twiddling my thumbs like,
I'm so sorry.
No, they want to hear from you. They've heard from me many times. This is your moment.
But even so even be able to take because I'm all about, hey, if you can make your passions, your dreams work for you, are you ever really working then? No, you're living your life. You're doing what you love, right? So I'm like, I love to travel. How do I capitalize on that? So now that's capitalizing on that by writing different reviews, doing the posting. Cool. You know, I have all these followers. Why not, you know, capitalize on the followers and the postings and the outreach that I can really do with my social network?
Sure.
You know, I'm always sitting around, you know, thinking of new ideas and creative ways. I have a new project I just thought about today that I pitched. I'm gonna do for new content for my private sites. I've got a road trip coming up, so I'm gonna do some kind of exclusive thing with that. Okay. And setting up I got a Jeep, my favorite car in the whole world.
I know you like the Jeep and that mini coupe.
Yes. Oh my God. But I got but the Jeep is my dream car since I've been like, I don't know, 15. Jeep Wrangler, 2-door sport with a Rubicon upgrade, black on black. It's fucking awesome. Anyway, I'm just going to pack that up. And
listen, Jeep is going to send you an endorsement. Like, we send you an endorsement, Jeep. Like, you hype this up. This is from a Wrangler company. Thank you for shouting us out. It's like,
I know, right? Anyway, so I'm setting cameras up in my Jeep because I'm going to even film as I drive and, you know, just catch different thoughts. Like some of it I might just have for personal, and some of it I would like to probably mash it up and put it on YouTube, or do it on, you know, could put it on Pornhub or put it wherever, you know, just make it other things exclusive. So I'm just excited. I'm always coming out with new ideas.
Listen, we came up with one during this podcast. This Ask Alexis thing is going to pop. And you're laughing. I definitely want residuals. I'm not messing around here. Like,
you got it.
I want my 5%. And listen, if you want to tag me in a post or two, I'll take the credit. You know, just
got it.
Just gotta shut my DMs down because I can't deal with the filth. That's going to come in from these animals that want to come at you. But I think it's awesome that you're as well-rounded as you are. Like, because people have asked me over the years, because again, we've been training for like 6 years, and it's like, yo, man, what is she like? Is it all like sex stuff all the time? And I was like, it's mostly not that. We mostly talk about it's mostly not. There's sometimes
I know people don't get that.
Like sometimes it's like, oh, I'm super tired from a scene. Well, yeah, it comes up sometimes, but it's like we talk about politics, talk about the environment, like. You know, she talks about weed, which I don't smoke, so I just get to live vicariously through you. Like on the weed side.
We talk about real shit. We talk about real life shit, you know, like, I mean, that's one thing, like, dude, fuck, do I miss the gym?
It's rough. It's rough.
Well, I'm also like, I'm a high energy person and I'm very active and I like that high impact that helps me maintain my mental and emotional stability.
Right.
It maintains also your immunity, right? Like it exercises all of that. And I am just like, I have my best friend Joe. Actually, I'm like, can you just get me a 45-pound like big barbell and some plates? Because I just need to be pushing some weight because these 20-pound things that I've got is just not doing. I'm not motivated. And also another thing too is that hour with you or my trainer here in Vegas I cherish that hour. That's 1 hour I don't have to make a fucking decision.
Right.
I can just talk about my bullshit and let it lay on your ears. And I know like you're going to give me some like straight up, you never, you don't pull punches. Like you give me straight up like da 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 da. And I've always appreciated that. Like I need to hear that. Like that's a true friend. But I miss that hour to be able to, my outlet where I don't have to make any decisions. I don't have to count my reps. Like I can, my counting goes 1, 5, 10. Are we there yet? Like, just like, where are we in my head?
How many more? You've done 2. I don't.
How? It felt like 10 right now. Like,
you know, it didn't feel like 10.
And I'm not like, and I love to work out. It's not like I'm trying to cheat it. I just,
Right.
I don't know, my brain. I work well with trainers, and I fucking miss that so much. Like that thing, that's driving me crazy. I mean, I'm a loner, so being out quarantined and lockdown, I've been pretty good, and I feel extreme. I mean, like I don't want to bitch or anything, because at least I have a house, so I have a backyard. I'm able to go outside, hang out, get fresh air, move around. And where I have a lot of friends in LA living in apartments that don't have a balcony, don't have an outlet, don't have a place to go, don't, like, oh, I'm walking around the block for the 90th time today. I get that, because that's like me when I travel. I can't stand to stay in a hotel because I'm like, ooh. So I can only imagine, like, in one sense, I don't want to bitch. Like I have a good, like I can go to the pool, I can hang out. I've been gardening my ass off. But at the same token, I think it is a mental wear on you to be like stuck in one spot, no matter if you're a loner or not. Like I like to isolate on my own terms, and I'm dying to go travel. I'm trying, like I want to go see my friends in Costa Rica. I want to go to British Columbia and go, rent a cabin in the middle of the mountains and see bears in the wilderness. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Run about some bears. What's up, Playboy? I've been inside for 4 months. Come here, bring it in, bear. Right here.
Yeah, bring it in, bear.
Real
Come
tight,
here, you grizzly.
Real
I
tight.
got a bear hug too.
Don't you bite me. Don't you bite me. Give
me that big kiss. Look, I got my own little bears right here.
That's cute. That is a real bear. That's cute.
Yeah, it's one of my spirit animals.
It's an interesting time though, because like you, I've been productive during a lot of this, and I've had a pretty macro view of all this. Like on a micro level, I work at a gym, so we've been closed since mid-March. So that's my day-to-day is completely shot, right? But we're both creatives, and when you give creatives time, they create. That's the beauty of it. That's why we're doing these pods. That's why you're writing scripts, I'm writing stuff. We do stuff. And when this whole thing started, like March 15th for us, I kind of had in my mind May 15th will be kind of rolling out of it. Just because I knew like, 4 weeks, now it's going to be longer than that. And when they extended the stay-at-home order, that was the first day that I had like a quote-unquote sour day, because I had expectations of getting some good news at that time. And then it was like, for like half the day, this only lasted half the day, I just was like sitting around, milling around. I watched like 2 episodes of a Netflix show or something, and I was like, what am I doing? What are you depressed about? Do you have a place? Your rent is paid. You have money coming in. You're healthy. Your family is healthy. You have a full refrigerator. You have a car. And you have a platform to do this. So it took me like half the day to stop crying. And I wasn't crying for real. Like I was like doing that man cry.
It's okay, bro. You can say you cried.
No. Listen, I look. This is real talk.
I'll give you a hug.
I'm not a bear. Listen. Listen. I cried for real a couple of days ago. I watched a show on Amazon called Modern Love. And I only watched it because I saw Tina Fey in the trailer, and I'm a Tina Fey like fan. Mm-hmm. She is not in the first episode, and every episode is a whole different episode from the one before it. But the first episode, I didn't know what to expect. It's like half an hour. I watched the first episode, and legit, I was so I got emotional. Modern Love, first episode, Amazon Prime. Check it out. Let me know. So I'm not afraid of like crying for real, but I was like doing that man cry where you just complain a lot, but you that's how man cry, man. Just I'm trying to get a haircut. So like I cut my own hair, no complaints about the haircuts. Like, man, I gotta get a cut, man. I'm tired of eating the same rice and beans, son. Trying to go outside and get a tan. I'm black, like I'm doing like man complaints. I was like, dude, do better. I had to look at myself and just do better. And I was like, all right, you're right. And it was all that complaining just like I went to the wayside. I know people who haven't had work and don't have any money coming in. They're still waiting on that stimulus check.
Yeah, and like that stimulus check, that just shows like how out of touch our fucking government is. What I would, like they should be giving up their salaries. That's all I gotta say.
That's never gonna
happen. A
happen.
whole nother discussion. But
different pod.
yeah. But yeah, I think it's like, different outlook. Don't get me wrong. Like, I think I think this last week, I feel better now, but it could have been my hormones because it was like, hormonal time. But
sure.
I definitely I also honor those days and moments where I'm just like, I don't feel like fucking talking to anybody. I don't feel like I'll just sit in silence. I don't know. I'm really weird. I like to sit in silence. So
that's not weird at all.
I sat in silence pretty much all week just to allow thoughts to flow, and did a lot of meditation and a lot of gardening and a lot of just inner work, because I knew that it didn't feel good. And part of being an entertainer, I'm very genuine with my fans, especially the people that are subscribing to my sites. I answer all my shit myself, and so I get on like, hey guys, I got on today. I'm like, hey, I know I haven't been very active on here all week. I just had a mental fuck off. I did not feel like talking to anybody, not my friends, not you guys, not anybody. And I'm human just like you, and I need to honor those moments. And I think it's important to honor anything that you're feeling. So if you feel like shit one day, feel it. It's just make sure that you can also, feel the shit and then be like, okay, I got it. Let's move on from here, because you don't want to keep wallowing in that. And I think also a good idea, if you feel like yourself is kind of wallowing down in this tunnel of negativity or depression or any of those things, no matter if we're in quarantine, lockdown, or any time in life, getting yourself on a good morning routine can set your day in so many awesome directions. So when I feel myself kind of getting those mornings, I'm like, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to brush my teeth, wash my face, make my bed, just like a kid, make my motherfucking bed, open up my blinds, change into an outfit before I even go downstairs, have a glass of water before I have a cup of coffee, start, establishing good, healthy routine habits. I mean, I'm not into I don't like too much structure, trust me, but a little bit of good little routine habit really I think personally keeps your mental and your emotional and even physical status at a certain balance.
100% agree.
100%. And not sit around in your pajamas all day. I mean, I get it. It's fun to do, especially when you work it and you're going to the office and you got to go wear a uniform. I get that motherfucking shit. I don't have that. I'm always in my pajamas. I'm just kidding. But I'm always in my yoga gear.
You walk on set.
That's what it is.
Got my pajamas on.
But I mean, I think also, I think humans in general like to have some type of productivity. I think it feels good.
I think so.
I think it really, I mean, for me, I love being a little productive. I'm not saying you have to do all the bullshit that the 900 things I like to handle in a day, but dude, I even built a fucking birdhouse.
That's awesome.
Can I show you?
Please do.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Awesome.
She's asking if she can do stuff. It's like I want you on the podcast. I want you reading DMs, showing. You ask all these questions like, can I do stuff? Yeah, you can. This is your moment to shine. That's awesome.
Look at shit.
That's pretty.
I'm gonna stain it and paint it today.
What color are you gonna paint it?
I got some cool ass blue. And then I'm going to have a dark stain. So I'm going to stain the chimney. And then I'm going to stain this sides. Blue, and then a little blue trim. It's for fucking birds, whatever. But I'm going to have some fun with it. I hope a bird lives in it.
I would say, you got to actually have a couple of baby birds flying around doing work.
Well, I feed the birds in the back. So I do. I have a lot. Dude, I'm like Mary Poppins over here. You got to come visit.
I'll walk in.
I just built my 4th garden bed and planted 72 seeds.
Oh, so you're in your bag right now. You're in your Mary Poppins
dude.
bag.
So if you need veggies and stuff like that, I got organic veggies. I'm gonna have my own little local farmers market in the driveway here soon.
I'll make that 4.5 hour drive for a tomato. It's worth it.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine. He's a director, and he's always hitting me up on Twitter. I don't know. He has my number. I don't know why he doesn't just fucking text me for him. But he's like, "You got those green tomatoes yet? Because I need my green tomato." I'm like, dude, I'm gonna give you a tomato plant.
Yeah, just plant your own
that you can
tomatoes.
keep in a pot to grow yourself.
It's not worth that drive. That would cost 75 cents.
But no, he lives here in
okay,
Vegas
he's
and stuff like that. Yeah, it's so funny because every garden season, and I'm just like, I'm gonna get you a tomato plant, dude. I'm just gonna get you a fucking tomato plant.
Listen, you kind of inspired. I never gardened before, but you're like, I don't have like a backyard. I have a balcony. So like I'm thinking about maybe like setting a little something up. You got me. I never even thought about it until we started having this conversation. So I'm a little.
If you have a balcony, dude, if you just tell me, or kind of like also just watch your balcony for sunlight, see where the sun is hitting and where it's hitting the longest and stuff like that, and that way you know where to position your pot so it's not getting 12 hours of hot dead sun, and make sure that it's getting a little shade and stuff like that, and be able to set it up with some good water. You just tell me, and I'll whatever you want to grow there, I can help you out. Like there's some things that you can grow like so simple on a balcony that's so easy. You can have tomatoes if you want. You can do your herbs out there. You can grow lettuce there, like all kinds of stuff. It just depends on how big your balcony is and what you want to like manage.
Listen, I'm not balling. It's like the size of it's like, I mean, is it like, can you put 3 people on? Like it's enough to like for me to lay down comfortably on. Maybe it's a 7 by 2 by 7, something like that.
Well, you have a balcony. You have a railing of some sort, right?
Yeah.
So you can even just get hanging baskets.
That's what I was thinking, actually.
You fill that up, and then you could get things like strawberries, which love to hang. I learned this year that strawberries don't like to be planted flat on the ground. They actually like to have a mound or something, because that way they can dangle. So strawberries, I don't know if you like fruit or strawberries.
Who doesn't like strawberries? They're amazing. Love strawberries.
Dude, strawberry milkshakes. What?
Listen, chocolate strawberries, like for that.
You know me, I'm always trying to gain an ass.
I was just saying, like, I know you're trying to get the peaches up. That shelf.
I need my shelf back.
We gotta get the shelf back in order. Like, I'm getting sad texts from my girl clients, like, the shelf is gone. It's like sad face. Like,
I know. I got flapjacks. What the fuck?
Everybody look in the mirrors like, am I having pancakes again today?
I'm always getting an applause everywhere I walk.
Oh. It should be applause from other people, like, yeah, like that shelf. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be you clapping for yourself.
I know, exactly. What is that noise?
It's like, is there someone living here? It's like somebody just left the building. The peaches have left the building and replaced with pancakes.
Well, this is also what I've done too. So I picked up macrame. So macrame is doing all these knots, because I have like 24 houseplants and I keep buying more houseplants. So I'm making these like plant hangers and all kinds of shit out of just like these arts and crafts, because I'm like, I have the time. Why not?
Why not?
And then I've incorporated that into my work. So like for my private, I go on live and I'm like, oh, we're doing arts and crafts today. And the guys watch me.
That's good content. That's easy. Watch me trim this little.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, there you go. Keep with that garden. Keep with that garden right there.
Exactly.
That's a weird fantasy for a dude. Have a gardener, take off like the mask and like the gloves, and just get naked. You're like, yeah, I'm about that.
Dude, such a weird thing. Let me tell you, you that's nothing compared to some of the fetishes and stuff like that I get asked.
I imagine the DM is out of control.
Now those DMs are more
explicit,
more exciting.
Oh, why didn't you read those? That's what the people wanted to hear. Like, you gave us you're such a beautiful woman. I'm like, this is not the Today Show. This is a podcast. You're so amazing.
I have really nice fans on Instagram. No, it's like all that, like, what's really, like, it's crazy what's really, like, all the niches and fetishes, like, that are popular, like the stepmommies and, like, I have a lot of subs, and, like, the femdom subs. Those are really, but there's fetishes of all sorts. There's people that like all types of things.
Yeah, listen, there's people who dress up as, like, animals and run around like you.
Furries.
The street. Okay, there you go.
Furries.
I didn't know the name of these people, but like that's their get down. There's cosplay people, like there's all types of people in the world. Anything you can think of. I think if you can say it's a fetish, that means that somebody thought of it. So it exists because people thought of it.
Oh yeah.
So so there's a market for it, right? Like it's that logic. It's like, oh, people who like to be dressed up as Adam and Eve and be wearing plants all day. Those are people.
Are you thinking about me?
And look at your plants like, yo, that's a nice plant she got over there. Yeah. Yo, son.
Dude, don't let me show you my plants. I got plants everywhere. It's great. It's funny. It's like I got my own little rainforest going on. And like I said, I feed all the birds. The hummingbirds come right up next to me. I swear, I'm like little Mary Poppins out there.
Listen, there's some dude that's got a hummingbird landing on his plant pant fantasy, and that's like some like Adam and Eve / Mary Poppins joint. Like, creepy. It's creepy, but that's the business you're in on some level.
Yeah, some level it is creepy.
Well, look. So, Alexis, we're gonna shut this down. You can
had enough of my shenanigans.
Not because of that. No, this has been. We try to keep it to like an hour. We're like right at that point now. So this has been amazing. Where can people find you? I know you have a lot of sites, and just go. So
okay. So you can find me on Instagram at Alexis Fawx Live, and that's FAWX. My Twitter, which is a little bit more hardcore, that's where I put my scene updates. That is at Alexis Fawx, FAWX. I do have a coffee that is a really awesome coffee. It will definitely wake you up. It's High AF Coffee. So www.highafcoffee.com. And as of right now, for every bag that's purchased, we're taking 100% of the proceeds and we're donating that to the First Line Responders Fund. And we're donating everything to it just because my mom is a nurse and she's had to reuse her mask and all kinds of stuff. And she's definitely a high risk lady, you know. It's hard to believe she doesn't have no spring chicken. So I wanted to do something nice for that. So so if you buy coffee, it's going to that right now. And where else can you find me? Foxfans.com. That is my personal site. And if you want to sext me, you can do that at sextaf.com.
That's a lot of platforms.
And that's limit. Yeah, and there's more to that, but those are just the top off my head.
I feel like they can hit you up on these platforms.
You can just Google my ass and I'll come up somewhere. You know what's really fun, guys? Google me at an Apple store on all the computers.
And watch the store shut down, like malfunction. The Apple guy's like, so are you buying that laptop, sir? I guess I have to. I just put a virus on it. I'm pretty sure I own this computer now. But you can stay on after this. I'm just going to stop the recording. But thank you guys for tuning in. Alexis, thank you for being here. It's always good catching up with you. We're actual friends, people. This is not just some of my interview stuff. If you want to check out the full podcast, catch us on the Spotify, the podcast app at Unofficial Therapy Podcast. Alexis has 19 different platforms to find her at. So Google her at Apple Store. Someone should record. That should be content. Somebody should record themselves at Apple Store Googling your name.
We're so going to start a trend.
And watch that guy with a beard and glasses have a heart attack. It's like, what are you doing?
Oh.
Some guy named Darian. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. And it's like, that's awesome stuff. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back actually a few days from now. We have plenty of podcasts coming this week, so this is going to be a fun time. But check us out. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Deuces.